Why do you fight for those who hate and fear you? You were meant for this.
Okay, I'd appreciate a prophecy with more relatable stakes.
Now, I heard your cries for me having ulterior motives for stopping the supers, as well as a few that we should have included. So now that you know I'm listening, leave us a comment down below with which superhero you think is too overpowered, and stick around till the end of this video because you won't believe who we chose for our #1 spot. Now let's get into today's list of the top 10 overpowered superheroes who need to be stopped, part 2. Welcome back, Nerd Squad, to Top 10 Nerd. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, make sure you check out the rest of our nerdy channel, and if you like what you see, then tap that subscribe button for more. And before we kick this video off, we'd like to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Now, if you're like me, then you're probably sick and tired of the cartoonish and cutesy RPG games that have been coming out as of late. Well, you're in luck because Raid is a brand new collection RPG game, and it has an amazing storyline that's raw, dark, and just plain epic. Plus its incredible 3D graphics, giant boss fights, and more than 400 champions for you to collect and personally customize will leave you immersed for hours. Also, look at the crazy amount of detail on these champions. It's truly mind-boggling what they've been able to accomplish in this mobile game, and the best part is that it's free to play, and within Raid's world of dark fantasy and realism, there's something for everyone. It's literally taking the internet by storm. Within the first 3 months of the game's release, almost 10 million people have downloaded it. The game has more than 200,000 reviews and a near perfect score in the Play Store. I'm personally down to go up against anyone and everyone in this game because I'm pretty positive my champions are the best, but hey, that's just me. And there's a new awesome rewards program for new players. Get a new daily login reward for the first 90 days in the game. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description and click on the special links and you will get 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey today. Good luck, and I'll see you there. In at number 10, Hellboy. Although for the most part Hellboy is solving his supernatural problems with his fist, it's a big fist at that and one that needs to be stopped. The problem with Hellboy roaming the planet is that his superhuman abilities stem from his demonic nature. As we discovered in the newest reboot of the series, when Hellboy becomes a Nungun Rama, he unleashes the most hellish creatures the planet has ever known. Sure, he chose to return them back to the fiery pits of hell, but that should have been a wake-up call for humans. How long will humanity sit back and watch a man who physically embodies Satan as him and his supernatural buddies use our planet as a battleground? Oh, and let's not forget that he was summoned by a Nazi cult. Yeah, this guy needs to be stopped. In at number 9, OZYMANDIAS. Born in 1939, Adrian was gifted with the highest levels of IQ and intelligence, making him not just one of the smartest people in the world, but also of the Watchmen. He led a very admirable life until becoming the main antagonist for the Watchmen, and at the age of 17 he inherited a large fortune from his parents' death, yet he chose to donate it all to charity. However, it is his mission to conquer the evils of men by being a superhero that should have us concerned. While some actions are more nefarious than others, who is really to decide where the line is for evil? Certainly not a brainiac born to rich German parents. Along with being named the smartest man on the planet, Adrian can also be considered a world-class athlete. He can throw large objects with little to no effort whatsoever, and sometimes those large objects are humans, like how we saw him manhandle the comedian. He's also even been able to fool Dr. Manhattan. As you can see, there are plenty of reasons why we should exhaust all efforts to stop him. In at number 8, GLORIANA DEMETER. Known also as Glory, this overpowered superhero comes from the Awesome Comics comic book series. She's half Amazon, half Demon Warrior, and if that's not enough to make you think she needs to be stopped, then let's continue. Her very creation was an alliance between the Lady Demeter of the Amazonians and the Demon Lord Silverfall of the Underworld, who sought to fight against the human world. She may look like Wonder Woman, but Glory has proven to be one of the Amazonians Amazonian's finest warriors. Because she's a merger of two very separate schools of thought, Glory took to the world of man to find a place that she could call home. What's troubling is that she often struggles to control her own savagery. Her mixed family history of Amazon goddess and demon means that Glory has a number of superhuman abilities that make her more powerful than all other Amazonians. And as I mentioned though, even if she's on Earth to see through acts of kindness, that demon is still a part of her, and when Glory transforms into her monstrous form, she has been known to assault even the best of friends. In at number 7, Luther Strode. Once a skinny young kid interested in comic books and video games, Luther underwent a drastic transformation upon pushing his mind and body to exceed human limitations. By putting focus on the mind, body, and spirit in one direction, all three aligned, bringing them under his control. Due to this, Luther gained incredible reflexes, a sense for danger, and Hercules-level strength. Biologically, he's classified as what we believe a perfect human would look like. However, it's his overwhelmingly authoritative charisma that spells trouble for this overpowered superhero. Whenever a human gains control of superhuman abilities, the alarm bells in our brains should go off. Just because he's considered to be a perfect physical specimen does not mean he would be without the normal psychological flaws that every human has. Among all of his powers and abilities, his most overpowered are his intimidation and deception tactics, both of which should be considered threatening when it comes to handling him. In at number 6, Danny Phantom. Ah yes, Danny, the 14-year-old 9th grader who gained ghost powers by an accident in his parents' lab, thus taking on the alter ego of Danny Phantom. First off, how crazy is this kid's town if they need an overpowered teenager to save it from ghost attacks? He can transform into his ghost form whenever he wants, pass through walls, fly, and take advantage of every other ghostly ability. Here's why we should be scared of Danny and why he needs to be stopped though. In the episode called The Ultimate Enemy, we see that even Danny himself views his powers as being too overpowered. In that episode, Danny witnesses a future where he gives into his ghost side and forgoes his human roots to become fully ghost. Going full ghost would mean that his powers are greatly enhanced, but he sees that this also makes him extremely evil, and thus the discovery that he is his own worst enemy. In at number 5, Captain Planet.
Captain Planet! Captain Planet!
This superhero is so overpowered that he actually doesn't care what people think about his mullet and even makes puns to taunt his enemies. If you got time for jokes while saving the planet, then I'm sorry, but that is too much power. We need people to actually care about taking care of the environment instead of waiting for the mullet man to be summoned by the 5 Planeteers. The scariest thing about Captain Planet is what we don't know. The series helped define what most of his powers are, that being flight, super strength, high durability, and shape-shifting. However, no matter how powerful his enemy is, Captain Planet will find a new way, a new power, or a new ability to take them down. Plus, have we ever thought about what would happen if he finally saved the planet? What if he stopped climate change and fixed the environment? Would that mean he's out of work? The day this overpowered super no longer has a mission is a day that we don't want to see. In at number 4, Freakazoid.
I also want to thank all the villains on our show. Haven't they been great sports?
This overpowered blue-skinned superhero was formed when a teenager named Dexter Douglas was sucked into the internet, bestowing him with an overload of information which transformed him into the Freakazoid. He is the personification of wacky cartoons, and over the course of his short-lived TV show, Freakazoid showed some freaky powers. The super is essentially a god in his own world with the ability to not only fly and travel at light speed, but to break the fourth wall whenever he so chooses. This overpowered ability allows him to create objects out of thin air just to assist him in whatever villain he's taken out. And that should be recognized as problematic. We're not saying we know how to stop this super, but I have a strong feeling that shutting off the internet would help. In at number 3, Invincible. Also known as Mark Grayson, this super from the Invincible comic series looks strikingly similar to Booster Gold. He's a younger superhero on the scene, and his father Omni-Man actually made our first list of overpowered supers. So now you have his son with virtually the same abilities and powers, but with much less experience in using them. For evidence to this, you have to look no further than his first villain, which, was his high school teacher. His own father believes his son has too much power, and later in his career he formed a group called the Guardians of the Globe, but his own dad killed the original members, and we're assuming it was in an attempt to guide his son back to the Viltrumite mission of taking over the Earth instead of fighting for it. Upon resisting his father's wishes, Omni-Man would beat his son up across the world to the point of leaving him in a coma, which so far has been the only way to stop Invincible Boy. In at number 2, Samaritan. We all know that time travel has extreme consequences, but for Samaritan it's how he gained his overpowered abilities. Hailing from the 35th century, this man was selected by scientists to travel back in time to alter events in hopes of saving their future. During this process of time travel, he was exposed to an energy called the Empyrean Fire that gifted him with incredible powers. Things such as energy projection, flight, super strength, and dimensional travel all became new powers for this once ordinary man. While he was successful in saving the Space Shuttle Challenger from being destroyed, when he returned to his present, the world was a better place, but his family was gone. In fact, they had no longer existed at all. Now imagine that. You say goodbye to your family, then travel back in time, become a new superhero, time travel again, and then your family is gone forever? Not exactly events that would create a stable mind. But stable or unstable though, the Samaritan has a ludicrous level of powers and the ability to alter the space-time continuum, which is enough for us to want to stop it. Last but not least, in our number 1 spot, Ben 10. For most of these heroes, our reasons for wanting them to be stopped stem from their lack of experience with their powers and just life in general. That's why Ben 10 takes the cake for the most overpowered. Ben Tennyson is a 10-year-old boy who, while on a camping trip, happened to nearly get crushed by a meteor crash where he would later discover an alien cargo pod. Upon snooping around the alien pod, Ben finds a watch-like device called the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix allows Ben to transform into a number of alien life forms, each equipped with their own unique powers. For the most part, each alien form had its limitations and weaknesses, but as time went on, Ben was able to gain full control over the most powerful alien transformation called Alien X. This form lists Ben in the Celestial God category, meaning he can warp the fabric of time, space, and even reality, all of which are enough evidence to drop him into the overpowered category, and because it's a 10-year-old boy in this position of power, we gotta stop him. Someone put Ben 10 on a timeout. And that has been the top 10 overpowered superheroes who need to be stopped part 2. Also, thank you again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link down in the description below to start playing today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, like I said before, leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on this list, and for more videos like this one, all you have to do is click that playlist on your screen. From Top 10 Nerd, I'm Johnny Rogers. Until next time, take care.